Please subscribe to Face TV Africa and turn the notification on. Face TV Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ subscribe, hete.
Face TV Muswobi.
Hey, I am here, and I've been on Twitter the whole day, going back and forth, expressing myself in the best way possible. But I don't think it's doing enough justice because my heart is heavy. I'm carrying a lot of burden. I'm sure people, especially from Nigeria, with the thing that has happened recently with the interview that Busola Dakolo granted, talking about her experience with Pastor Biodo of Koza. It all started with Timi Dakolo and him coming out, calling out pastors who have been doing this to their female members, and people were coming after him, they were coming against him. At that time, I didn't really understand what was going on. I didn't have the facts. I didn't know what was really up, so I didn't say much. And then it happened again, and then all of a sudden, people just started attacking his wife. That got me even more confused. So I said, okay, something is happening here. Let me even find out, what's going on. They started attacking her, calling her all sorts of names, and I still kept quiet because I'm like, it's very typical for someone to come out and say something, and the next thing people want to attack a member of his family or attack his personality or credibility. And then the interview came out. It was after midnight that I was alerted to what was going on, because I didn't know. I was doing something else, and someone showed me the thing. And I read it, then watched the full video, and I was shocked at the reaction. Not at the video, at the reaction of the video. Because this is what I've been talking about for so many years. Now let me start by saying to Timi Dakolo, congratulations, bro. I respect you from the bottom of my heart. I respect you, I congratulate you, and I applaud you for standing firm, for sticking to your truth, for standing by your words, and for supporting victims out there. Because when you came out, you didn't start talking on behalf of your wife. You didn't even mention her name. So let me just say thank you for being one man that can stand up, even in the face of adversity, to speak up for the rights of those who cannot speak for themselves. Because people seem to forget that when you are a role model, when you are a celebrity, when you are a household name, there's a responsibility that you carry. You have a job to do. It is your job to speak up for those who cannot speak up, because God placed some of us in a position that would give us that voice that others don't have, that will give us that courage, that boldness, knowing that people will listen to us. So you making that choice to use your voice to speak up for others, especially women and those young girls who are not strong enough to go on this battle, you making that decision makes you a hero to all of us. And let me say thank you, because you didn't make it all about your wife, because we didn't even know that your wife was affected by this. So let me say thank you to you, Timi Dakolo. And to Busola Dakolo, I want to say God bless you for this courage that you have. God bless you for finally coming out and speaking up, speaking your own truth. Doesn't matter what anybody else has to say. It is your truth, and you have spoken your truth. Busola, you have become a role model for a lot of other women out there who have been carrying this pain and this hurt for years, but were not able to. Some have tried, but were vilified, were crucified, were insulted. Some have tried to report to the authorities, but we know how Nigeria is. The rape culture in our nation is crazy. We've been talking about this for ages. We've been making films about it. The police will not do anything about it, nothing. So for you to come out, knowing what will come after this, to speak boldly, I applaud you and I stand with you. There are so many things I want to say now, but I know that at the right time, things will start coming out, because I'm sure people have seen my tweets and people have seen my husband's tweets as well. And we are not joking. We have had experiences with people who are supposed to be spiritual leaders, and in time, the stories will come out, but that's fine. I am talking about this issue now. I didn't want to post a picture of Busola or Timi and just write, because sometimes people don't understand, people misunderstand your whatever you write. It can be misconstrued. That's why I'm doing a video personally you know. First of all, the reason why I tweeted and said I stand with Busola because I believe her is because of some words that she used in her video that have been said to me directly. I'm not talking on behalf of anybody, I'm talking about me. When a spiritual leader tells you, don't worry, do this with me and my grace will cover you. My only saving grace was that I was not raped. But when a spiritual leader tells you, my grace will cover you, that word grace that most of them use, they use it is as if they have a meeting and they agree on what to use to pray on their victims, yeah? So that thing that she said is really true because someone has said it to me before. Do this with me, sleep with me, and my grace will cover you. Who would you rather give your body to if not me? People like us, we have a special covering. That's what was said to me. We have a special covering. There's no other person that can give you that covering. I'm the one that's teaching you the word. I'm the one that understands the mind of God, not you. So don't worry. Whatever we do, you are covered. So when people came out and started attacking her, saying her story doesn't add up, I laughed. And there's one thing I want to say to everyone who thinks that this is unheard of, it's not possible, it's not true. All you need to do, go to Project Alert Nigeria, visit with Josephine Efachukuma, the founder of Project Alert Nigeria. Let her open her records. Let her give you stories. Let her introduce you, because I've worked with her. Ketensha has worked with her. Let her give you stories. Let her even introduce you to victims. Young girls, when I say young girls, girls between the age of 6, 7, and 8 who were raped by their own biological fathers. I'm not talking about stepfather or teacher or friend. Who were raped by their own biological fathers. And these girls have been sodomized. If you don't know the meaning, check dictionary. What it means for a little girl to be sodomized. I met a mother and her child at an eatery, at a place in Ikeja, a fast food joint. I met with her and I was with Auntie Josephine Efachukuma. And the girl's attitude, she was shaking. Anytime a man passes by her, she would do this. She is already at her tender age running away from men because of what her own father did to her, that she has to live with for the rest of her life. And people are coming out to say, why has it taken this long for somebody to speak up? If you don't understand the meaning of trauma, just don't talk. Because women in Africa have been carrying burdens because society told us, raised us, put it in our heads that we can never say things like that. We are not allowed to speak. Then it's worse when the person who has done it to you is someone in a place of authority or someone who's a leader somewhere that has a following, knowing that that following can... Do you know that most of these people, their strongest point is manipulation and brainwashing? The same way some of these people have brainwashed their followers, that even when their followers can see what is going on, they will still defend. It's the same brainwashing that these people use on their victims that make their victims feel powerless and can't talk. They can't come out and talk. They're afraid to talk. I cannot begin to tell you my own experiences or experiences of women that have opened up to me, to tell me how many years they have carried this burden, to tell me how it has affected their marriages, how we try to suppress. That's why people say, oh, it seems women have memory loss faster than men. Why not? You don't understand the amount of suppression we have to do. We intentionally forget some of our experiences so that we don't think of it, because we can't even come to terms with what's happening. We are too ashamed to speak up because of society, because of victim shaming, because of the stigma, which is still happening right now in 2019, that somebody comes forward to speak her truth and people are still using this stupidity of stigma to just shame this woman for nothing. Do you know what it takes for somebody to sit down and grant an interview and talk about the most painful, the most intimate, the most... I can't even begin to explain to you how painful it is to say something that you know your children can see. And then people come and say her story doesn't add up. People come and say, why is she talking now? It's a lie. It's an attack. That's how somebody said it before. But because nobody wanted to listen to her, like somebody said, there was no celebrity backing her. But now, you people can see that it is happening over and over again. And there are more people coming out to say it's happened to them as well. We have to stop. As a society, we have to stop making women feel like, oh, you can't talk about it. Oh, he's a pastor. Whether he's a pastor, whether he's a president, whether he's your father, whoever he is, a rapist is a rapist. And it's not just about Busola and Timmy. It's about every woman out there who's going through this and who does not have a voice and who does not know how to go about it or what to say. Now everybody is talking about it. It is your chance to get justice. It is your chance to get justice.
A particular day, which was a Monday, I remember the previous day was a Sunday service, and because there was no telephone, no mobile phone.
This was before GSM.
Yes, I didn't know, and it came to my house. Meanwhile, my house then was, the gates opened. The living room is where you just knock the door and someone will come downstairs and open the door. And this time my mom had traveled with my younger sister. It was just myself and one of my elder sister that was at home, and my house, like a duplex, was a duplex so big that if you're in a room upstairs down, you won't know what's going on downstairs, things like that. So I came down Normally the way I come down, it was like 6:30 to 7. It was pretty early.
Right.
I was still in my nightwear. I was wearing a gown, my nightwear. And I heard the knock. Who is that? Pastor Biodo. I was first of all like, I couldn't say anything, like, what's this time?
So early?
But immediately I just opened the door. It just pushed me. He didn't say anything. He didn't utter any word. He just pushed me to one of the chairs in my living room, and I saw him like he was removing his belt. So I was like, what? He just said, keep quiet, do what I want you to do, and you'll be fine. So at this point, really, a whole lot was just going on in my head, because it was more like someone that I had put up here that I felt was really, really concerned about me. I had already filled him in the place of like a father that could speak to me, guide me. He was there about to do something I did not believe. And then when I was just about to react, he just covered my mouth. And when he covered my mouth, it was just like, Busola, listen to me and you'll be fine. Just do what I want you to do. I didn't struggle. I just left him, and he brought out his pennies, and I was wearing a nightgown. I was wearing pants, pulled down my pants, and that was how he found difficulty to enter, but he just kept, I was like grunting, I would cry, I was just doing a whole lot of mixed feelings and all that, and he eventually penetrated, even blood dropped on the floor. And at that point, he finished what he wanted to do. He had an orgasm and he zipped up. He left me there. I just sat on the floor and he went out. So when he went out, sorry, just hold on a minute.
So take your time. Take your time. Take your time.
Because the thing, this particular time, it looks like something that just happened, like an event, but a whole lot are damaged within me. As in, I don't even know how to define it, a whole lot. He entered his car. All I saw was he came back and he brought crest.
What is crest? Toothpaste.
no, a drink then.
Mouthwash.
No, a
Oh,
drink.
like a soft drink.
Yeah, like a
Right,
soft drink.
right.
It was Crest. It had green contents.
Right. I do
Yeah.
remember. I think I remember.
Yeah,
Crest, yes.
so it was already opened.
Right.
He had opened it and he just poured it in my mouth.
Why? I mean,
I don't know. So he poured it in my mouth and I had to just be swallowing it as he was pouring, swallowing it. And he finished and he was now tapping me like, you should be happy I'm the one that did this to you.
Okay. All right.
So, and then he left. He said, I'll see you. He left. But I should be happy that he's the one that did it
this.
to you. There is a man of God that did this to me.
You should be happy that the man of God.
Disvirgined me, sort of.
Okay, sorry. Let me be sure that I get this chain of events, and I'm sorry because this is obviously a difficult thing.
Yeah, it's fine.
So you're saying that Pastor Fatoyinbo, when he was a pastor at this time,
Yes.
He has set up this church called Koza in
Yes,
Ilorin.
he was married. The wife
He was
had given
married.
birth.
Oh, and he had a child.
Yes, the wife had given birth to Shindara then.
Son, oh, right.
A very little baby.
Boy. And you were in the choir
Yes.
that he'd like to be your spiritual father.
Yes.
And so based on that, he would come and visit you to help,
Yeah.
encourage you and support you.
Yeah.
And then one morning, Biodun Fatoyinbo comes into your house at
Yeah.
dawn at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
and without saying anything to you, when you open the door,
Yeah.
he pushes you
Yeah.
onto a chair.
Yeah.
He tells you to shut up,
Yeah.
and then he rapes you.
Yeah.
Okay. And then so he says, I'm sorry about this, but
Yeah,
I just,
it's fine.
I'm sorry. And then he closes, he tells you he shuts your mouth, literally,
Yeah.
and then does,
Yeah.
does this,
Yeah.
and then ejaculates, has an orgasm or whatever,
Yeah.
and then goes out,
Mm-hmm.
gets a drink, a soft drink, so he doesn't say anything to you apart. He goes out, gets a drink,
Yeah.
and you were so, according to you, were so overwhelmed you couldn't even scream. You didn't even, you were overwhelmed.
Yeah, it was at some point I raised my voice.
Yeah.
But when he told me, and again, at that point, when I joined the church,
Yeah.
then, and my sisters used to say, oh, he used to be part of a cult group, something.
Please subscribe to Face TV Africa and turn the notification on. Face TV Africa, ẹ jọ̀ọ́, ẹ subscribe, hete.
Face TV was Swoby.